Alright, '07 Durango. I took this truck on a 100-mile trip one way to go pick up a little bit of beef. Drove fine all the way there. I get to my exit and get off the highway and she starts misfiring. So I'm way out of town, got no tools. Decided to pop into a Napa. We changed the coil and the plug just because it was easy to get. Still misfired. So I went ahead now that I'm home. 200 miles, well, 100 miles misfiring on the way home. Hope I didn't damage the converter. I went ahead and ohmed out the injectors, this one and this one, and they ohm the same. So my next thing is now I'm going to pull this valve cover off and see if anything happened on that cylinder. Cylinder number 2 is the misfire. So we're going to pull the valve cover off. I haven't started that yet. And let's see what happened there. See if there's a lifter. These motors are known for failed lifters. I didn't lose any oil pressure, anything like that. It was running like poo, but I was able to do 70 miles an hour and I got home at a reasonable amount of time. Like I said, I hope it didn't damage the converter. It seemed to start up fine and run fine, other than the misfire this morning. So yeah, I gotta get the oil cap mount adjuster adapter thing out the way, and then it looks like the valve cover is going to be not too bad. There's nothing really in the way other than that thick wire harness in the back there. So yeah, less talking and more wrenching. Alright, so I'll go ahead and show you how I go about ohming the injectors. I just got my multimeter here, which I bring this home when I'm on vacation, just so it's not sitting at the shop, and so I have access to it. You can use any multimeter. Let me get the other one. It's an old Fluke MT586A multimate. So we got it set on ohms. And what I'll do is just go ahead and take this little clippity clamp and we'll stick it down. Get that out of the way. We'll stick it right down in here, get it on one side of the injector. And here's our other little guy. And we'll just stick that right in there. Let me turn this light out. There we go. There we go. Got them sitting over there and down in there. We're right about, bless me, thank you. Right about 12.8, 0.7 on number 2. Now I'll just move. Well, I'll show you on here. You just remove these lines right here. You don't need a big expensive tool. You can just use any old cheap multimeter to test these kind of things. I just happen to have these because of what I do. Let's see. Alright, well, she was a bit glitchy there, so let's go ahead and do it again. Try it again. It's an old meter. Let's see now. Now she's kind of holding around 14. And the other meter was 12, 13. You see it, she's holding around 14. Of course, this meter has been used and abused for many years. before they had OBD2. I was diagnosing OBD1 cars with that way back in the day. So let's move over to number 4. Let's see. Like I was saying, it's around the same ohms. 13.9. Come back to number 2. 14.0. 14.0. So they're like really close. So I don't think there's anything wrong with my injector. Go ahead and get rid of all this, and then we'll get busy taking this valve cover off. And we get a few things out the way to make life easier. On this intake air box. Get this out the way. What in the devil? It's just a rubber through lolly. Let's see. Here's another bolt. Don't need to go breaking more stuff. Oh, look at that. Time to do some maintenance. That might help the fuel mileage. Alright. Got it. Alright, get this out the way. I got a crack in the tube right there. Gonna have to fix that. Getting dirty. Let's see. A couple of 8mm down there. Get the other ratchet. You do one thing at your home shop. Get you a compressor. Invest in some little bit of air tools and a hose that's long enough to reach the job. Stand by. I'll get another hose. I need an extension. One on the ground. Got 4 little guys holding this on. Looks like my belt's gonna be in the way. Alright, got y'all in a better spot. We'll get this belt out the way. Not to take the belt off too much, just enough to get it out. Get the pulley was blocking this bolt right there. Get my ratchet in here. Heck was all that noise? Alright, now we can get to that bolt. Get this off. My belt squeaking on my compressor. Must have been moisturized. Alright, we'll get you on a little bit of spot. Alright, gotta go find a 10mm deep. Found it. Not a problem. So I try to keep my tools organized. So we're gonna break a few of these loose. And get this stuff out the way. Now, of course, you can do this with a hand ratchet, but I ain't got time for that. I ain't never working on cars is it's not a pastime. It's a, you know, it needs to get done as soon as possible. And possibly one more back here, if I can get to it. Look at this old shop light from back in the day. You know, I don't do home repairs much on automobiles, so it's not like I have all the tools like I would at my shop, but you know, we make do with what we got. This guy, trying to feel what the hell's back there. Got a ground strap. I'll bend that out the way. Almost smushed you guys. Alright. This might take a minute, but I'm gonna get it. Let's see. I'm gonna see where the... Okay, it's got one of them. One of these guys on a stud back there. Looks like it anyway. I might have to go get a better flashlight, because I can't see. Yeah, that's what it is. Let me get you guys out the way for a minute. Get something back there to push up on it. Yep. Last bolt's always the hardest, right? Alright. I got that little plastic guy off. You can see it flipped up back there. Yeah, back there. You see it right there. And I got the socket just sitting there on the see it. What I gotta do is I get this little extension right here in that socket, so I get my ratchet on there and get that last bolt out. Now, putting this back together, You're going to want to start that bolt by hand so you don't cross thread it and ruin your day. So and I did find my good flashlight. It was actually in this truck. I brought it with me because I did do a little hunt in between everything. Alright, like that. Get my socket so we don't lose it. It is a 10mm, known to avoid toolboxes. Let's see what we got here. See if we can pull it up. Oh, got another bolt. Bolt right here. Now we loose. Now we loose. Alright. Yep. Let me put you guys right here. I'll get the valve cover out. I can already see what happened, as I suspected. Come on, guy. What is holding me up? That bolt and the wire harness there. This bolt in the back is stuck in a wire harness. Alright. Got to two-hand it. There we go. Alright, she's free. Ish. Alright, she's out. And as suspected, we lost the rocker arm. Thank goodness this lifter didn't fly out. Let's see there. No, that's my Misfire. Being that it's on the intake right there, you see this is the exhaust valve for number 2, and that's the intake. We were not getting fuel into the cylinder, which is a good thing, because that means the fuel couldn't ruin the catalytic converter. So at least that's what I believe. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to get this lifter I'm not gonna keep this lifter. I'm gonna buy a new lifter. That should make it easier to get the rocker arm back in. And I'm gonna change the oil. But I believe if this would have pushed out some kind of way, it would have lost all pressure, and I would have been in a real pickle 100 miles from home. Needing to get 400 pounds of meat. Alright, we'll be back when I get some parts. Got some goodies. I'm suspect that the oil needed to be changed, and that's why the lift is stuck. I've heard about, you know, that's possible, so I'm going to change the oil while changing this lifter, just for precautionary. Obviously, I haven't checked the air filter since I got it, and that might be the only oil change that's you know, it might have been the original oil change from when I did the first repair, which was the cylinder heads. I had to pull those off, and I pulled the whole time and chain cylinder heads and everything else that goes along with that. It was basically the block and the pistons and crankshaft left in the car, and everything else was removed because of the failure it had the first time, which was much worse than any, you know, lift or fail. But yeah, I'm gonna start putting this back together right now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this lifter for the last time. Got my surgical gloves on so I don't get filthy dirty again. Put that on the side right there. And this lifter being new, you can push it in and out. So I'm hoping it's going to make the rocker arm easier to get on. You know, put that on like that. Just slide my rocker arm up in here. Push down. I have to do it the other way. Put that down there. Terrible shot. Let's put you guys back on this side. Safer for y'all. See what I'm trying to do here. Just get this pushed down a little bit. It looks like we're going to be on the base. It's just going to be a little tricky getting that bugger back in there, because you got, you know, what's deeper, this or that? Oh, it is like a tool. Oh wait, this might work. Put it right there. I'm gonna get a screwdriver, a pry bar. right here. Yeah. So that's the way to do it right here. So I'm working this out. I never had to do this before, but the way to go about it is to feed the rocker arm in this way. Get your, oh, she hit the ground. There it is. Make sure you got no rocks on it. No rocks. Alright, so what I'm trying to do unsuccessfully so far, let me get something though. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna feed the rocket arm in and just get it on top the lifter a little bit right here. See down here at the bottom? It's barely on, but it's on the valve, so it's not going anywhere. And take an angled pry bar screwdriver, and being that it's a new lift, it's got a little spring action, and it should just pop on. There it is. We are installed. Now when I start it up, it'll build all pressure, and you know, should open the valve and do everything it needs to do. And we'll be back on the road. Fresh oil, fresh air filter, and I want to start it up right now. See how it all does. Make sure it don't fall apart. Sounds like a good idea. Plug the fuel injectors in. Let me get this a little better. Alright, she ain't misfiring. Got oil everywhere, but that's fine. We confirmed that we fixed it. We successful repair, and you know, move on with life. Throw the valve cover in, and I might even drive this tonight after I do the oil change. It's New Year's Eve, so. Alright, time to clean up. There we go. That rear harness is thick and heavy, and wants to hold you up. Alright, something's holding me up again. There we go. Try to start all the bolts with your fingers that you can, just so you don't cross thread nothing. You know, some people say if it's cross thread and it's got threads, what is this? That's from the AC job I did. Somebody is knocking on my door. I think I got enough of them started. I just needed to get that back one. I want to get that one done. Get that done and over with, and everything else will go a little bit faster. Let's see if I can. Alright, I can see the stud. Get it started. And grab a small ratchet. Turn it a few times. Man, what is going on? Can you see what's going on back there? Not really, huh? I'm gonna say that's got enough on it, but we won't cross thread it, and we're gonna get that, so we'll just rip zippity doo-dah back together. Now, just the one in the rear, we'll get it all the way tightened up. Once again, somebody's knocking on my door again. I ain't got time to be fooling with y'all. I got to just get this car together. Alright, that's tight. And I'm just going to go over Make sure I hit every one of them. And they tight. Tight. You guys are tight. Stick the wire harness back on. Like that. Like that. Keep it from bouncing around too much. This guy down here needs to go on. Right there. Because we got this guy that wants to go on. Kind of keep things from bouncing around too much. You know, factory did it for a reason. All right. Tighten up this guy. We had that loose from changing the coil. This side I lost the clip. I don't know where it went. It's probably down here somewhere. Oh, found it. Alright, so I dropped the clip down there. I need to get a magnet to get that clip so I can tighten this up. Just keep an eye on that for me. Alright, so alright guys. You know, these are things that take a little bit of time to put things back together correctly. Remember, this is your car you're working on. Ain't no sense of doing it halfway. You know, do it the best you can. Put it all back together. You know, like the factory had it. At least try, because sometimes things get brittle. And you can't do it, so now we're going to put the oil filter guy on there. Now this O-ring was replaced. Also, when I had the cylinder head all apart doing that big job, you would probably want to replace this and the valve cover gasket if this was the first time they've been apart in years and years. Just because you don't want it to leak. Oil leaks are terrible. They make a mess everywhere. Nobody wants you to park in their driveway. Yeah, it's just not a good scene. I think that might have went here. But it's fine now. Alright. If you don't want to wrench them down with your air ratchet, you can always just come back with a little hand ratchet and just make sure they torqued. Click clack. Click clack. Click clack. And that's it, guys. We'll put the belt back on and put the air filter all back together and clean up. And I'm gonna start it up, let it run, get warm, and then I'm gonna drain that oil and do some replace on it. 6.5 quarts. I got 6 quarts. Alright, we got a nice crack. It's all hard, brittle, it's old. I'm gonna put some glue down in there, some Gorilla Glue, like that, like that, right there. And take my tape and squeeze it all together. Walk this tape around. And go put it in the vehicle. Goes way back there. Yep. Got a new air filter.